This week in tabletop Kickstarter news, Skybound and Druid City Games' title Bloodstone is cancelled, and our long-awaited Yukon Salon is finally fulfilled after years of us waiting. We can see in these two cases how much communication between a campaign and its backers can impact the overall success of the Kickstarter itself. We dig into the important differences between these two campaigns and more this week on the Free Play Podcast.
You are listening to the Free Play Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network.
Hey, what's up, nerds? My name's Bubba Stallcup, and you are watching and or listening to the Free Play Podcast, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. And joined with me, as always, is my boy, Matt Warmbier.
What-y do?
Woo-hoo. Yeah, and your girl.
Sorry, Kate.
Catherine Katawaki.
Your girl.
Hello.
In the house.
When
When are you gonna officially change your name to Catherine? Like, when can the people expect that?
Probably never, because my name is not Catherine.
No, I understand.
So, I already have a name.
What about Katrine?
It's
Can we
fine
do
if
Katrine?
you want to call me Catherine, if that brings your heart, joy.
Oh yeah, that's not a
You
problem.
can
I do
do
that
it.
all the time. Like, when
But
are you
I
going
have
to officially change it?
I have no
That's
plans to officially change the name.
No?
No, not right now, but maybe in a
That's
couple
weird.
months I'll feel different.
Well, okay.
But
I've had people ask me all the time. They're like, "Hey, is your name actually Bubba?" And I'm like, that's kind of an offensive question to ask. I mean, like I feel like when people meet me, they could probably answer that question for themselves. Like, I'm not really. That's not my background. That my name might actually be Bubba. I'm trying to skirt around saying something really offensive. So like, my family isn't as such that people in that family would be named.
I'm sorry. I just
Bubba.
just whatever. Your name's not Bubba. You have another real name.
okay.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
white
I mean,
trash enough for my name to actually
but you're
be
saying
Bubba.
this. You're saying this, but you still were called Bubba always. Like your name. Your name may as well actually be Bubba.
And so that's what I'm getting at. Like, it wasn't like, that's not my actual legal name, but
Which is fine. That's fine.
I
Catherine's
have
not
thought
mine.
about changing it to that so that I control the story and the narrative, and people don't just think,
it's too
oh,
late.
well, look at this hill person. Of course his name's Bubba.
It's too
you know?
late. I thought your real name was Bubba when I first met you, because to me it made absolute complete sense that would be your name. You were like, I live in Texas.
Fair enough. I mean, a lot of this stuff lines up, but most of it shouldn't. I don't know.
Well, whatever. We're not here to talk about your real name.
Says
I am.
you. Yeah, here we are. Oh,
we're
man.
not.
Well, okay, so
We're
last night.
talking about other things that have happened to you that are terrible. So let's hear it.
Last night,
Yeah.
I was streaming, and I love streaming. I think streaming is really fun. Matt and I have really started to like enjoy doing it, and
When things
feel
work
like-
out, enjoy it.
I was gonna say, I feel like for the most part, Matt, the days of crap just breaking and
I hated
technical
it, man.
difficulties, that stuff's behind. I felt like it was behind us.
For you, maybe.
We got these massive rigs that are just designed to stream things well, and that's how we can do all the stuff that we do here with, multicam layouts and
The
transitions,
fancy good stuff.
all
Yeah.
sorts of stuff. I mean, we kind of went overboard to make sure we could, and then last night I get into stream and I'm streaming Call of Duty. Shouldn't be a huge deal, honestly.
Well, it's a lot of gigs, so.
All
Well,
of
not
them.
for someone like Bubba, who's very competent and
Yeah, gigs are.
Hey, can you stop it?
I can't tell whose side Kate is on right now, and I feel
feeling
like she's on
punchy
mine.
today.
So I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna ride
No,
that.
Feeling
Kate, you're on
punchy
my
today.
team. Remember, you
I
saved
don't
me from Mount Doom.
I
true.
did say that I would do that, but I don't know.
So my stream crashed twice. It crashed once, basically in the middle of it, maybe just a little bit after the midpoint, and just like hard crashed. Like, poof, I thought like all three of my screens black screened, and the stream cut out and it crashed to desktop. It took like 10 seconds for it all to come back up, but I never lost Discord, which was really weird. And then at the end of the stream, like legitimately as I was about to end it, probably, I don't know, 5 minutes before I was actually going to end, it just did the same exact thing. And I was like, well, I guess the stream's over. We're done. Thanks for coming.
Did you reset before? Yeah.
Did you click preferences and then see what?
Did you try to like unplug it and then jiggle a little bit? Like
all this is great. Yeah. So yes to some and no to the other things.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes to the things that made sense, no to the other things that you,
They all make sense if you think about it. Well, you should have.
Well, you should have. That's the problem. It would have only gone out once if you'd done that.
That's fair.
Yeah, did you try blowing into it? Like,
yeah, no. I mean, I treat everything like it's a Nintendo cartridge.
Yeah, pick it all up and like get as much spit in there as you can.
I mean, when my kids are crying, I just blow right in their face. Just it works. And so I don't know. Like it was really like choppy and dropping frames, and I've got a great processor. I've got a really good graphics card. I've got a lot of RAM. Like I have all of the things that should make it okay. And still it was like, yeah, you're not going to stream for very much longer.
Can you not let this happen to me?
Here's the deal. You're not playing PC games. So you're not putting all that stress onto your PC.
Know of. Yeah. Mine's just a glorified brick.
Oh.
How you say brick.
Yeah.
Well.
But anyway, I'm going to try and figure it out, and we're going to try and go back to it.
Were you so bummed?
I really am. Well, because this was like an experiment. We're trying to figure out what night for me to stream on. In the past 2 weeks, I've streamed on Friday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And we got to settle on something. And I think we're going to settle on Thursday. I feel like that's overkill,
to be honest.
It's 100% overkill, but that was like
too many
testing. Oh, hey, Matt, thank you so much for that sub.
Wow, are you serious? That's my friend that I told you was watching. You gave her a sub. Oh my gosh.
I wanted her to be able to chat.
Shout out to Kristen. You can now chat in here, but just,
Yeah.
They're also doing,
whatever.
Twitch is doing a thing right now. If you buy 5 tokens, you get a 6th one for free. Now, my thought's like, I'm going to buy them anyways. I may as well.
Oh, 100%.
Just go for it.
Is it only on tokens? Do I have to buy them through the app? Is that what it is?
I was just on my app. I have no idea.
All right. I'll Google it later.
Yes. We'll say yes. No?
Maybe.
Well, Bubba, I'm really sorry about your stream.
I'm not.
Well, hey, you know what's not going to lag out? You know it's not going to crash? Tabletop games.
My heart.
Oh, and your heart.
Yeah,
yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, we would hope that your heart
I heart radio.
I heart Matt's heart.
If it happens,
and recently,
it happens.
Matt, you and I, and also Kate has something too, but we're going to do a little bit of show and tell. Because, hey, if you're not watching on twitch.tv/lovethynerd each and every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time, these are some of the things that you're missing out on. So we're going to do a little show and tell.
Missing out.
You're not going to get to see it if you're watching or listening to the podcast, but you will hear it because there is show and tell for everybody.
I actually won't be able to show all the things I've gotten.
Well, then why did you say you wanted to do show and tell?
They're on their way. I can show some.
Show them now. What do you got?
Yeah, let's see it.
We'll start off with I went to the game shop today and picked up the next Marvel Champions Scarlet Witch.
Spoilers. Oh, man, come on.
Beep, beep. Marvel Champions. I'm really excited. I haven't been able to use Quicksilver quite as much as I'd like. I feel like the past month has been difficult. You all didn't see me last week because of house stuff. But I'm really hoping to be able to get her and Quicksilver to the table ASAP as possible.
Okay. I wonder if she's going to be OP.
I don't know. I haven't really. I started looking through her cards during our meeting. I decided to stop so I wasn't distracted. Bubba and I had a meeting before this, so
yeah, none taken.
Put them aside. You want me to do another one?
Meeting as well.
Yeah, I want all of them.
Okay. I also picked up Western Legends, which is a giant. Look how face to scale
I've heard so many good things about Western Legends.
Exactly. I've heard zero bad things about it, and I found it half off, which I super excited about.
Does it have all the stuff in it?
Yeah, I got this guarantee in there that said Gently played, guaranteed complete. And then I opened it up, and like some of the things haven't even been opened yet. Like, it looks like they started to organize it, and they're like, "Well, I'll finish it later."
Oh my gosh! Yes, please.
So yeah. I also I haven't bought a game in a very long time. Like I can't remember the last game that I bought.
Really?
Oh, I take it back. I can, but it was over a month ago. Let's just say that.
Oof, so many, you barely even remember.
For me, like that, I was buying games pretty frequently before. I feel like there's been kind of a lull in tabletop gaming where I haven't seen stuff I'm interested in either. So I did pick up the new X-Men Mutant Insurrection game that's coming in the mail.
Also heard great things about that.
Yep. Aaron
So you
and I
went
will
all
play that
out
one.
with like buying games on this.
Yeah, we got. The tax return came back.
Hey, when you're a jet all the
we gotta
way.
get it. Yeah. And then I also picked up Everdell.
Are you sure that's what it's called?
Well, it's either that or Everdale, depending on which one I bought. I may have bought the brand from Kroger. I don't know. Private selection.
Man, we haven't talked about the brand in a long time. I miss it.
That game is like one of those games like you could never find for like $99 or more, like $99 or more. And like I found it for not $99, like they reprinted it, I'm guessing. So I found it for its real price, which is, I think it's like a $59 game.
Okay,
It may be even cheaper.
I'd pay $60 for it, easy.
Yeah. So I've always like held off. It's like $120. I'm not spending $120 on this game. So I held off, and finally,
look at you now.
Look at me now. It's going to be here in 3 to 5 business days.
Well, I'm so happy for you.
Thanks, Kate. Feel great. It's really great to be here.
Yeah, just a pleasure to be nominated sometimes.
What about you, Bubba?
Hey, Popcorn Bubba. I first of all want to say that I can stop whenever I want. Like,
okay. I've never seen that happen yet.
People are going to talk about like, oh, he's got a problem. He buys too many of the things. Like, look,
I think your problem is you back too many Kickstarters.
Don't judge me. Hey, again, don't judge me, okay? Because here's the deal. I need to stay current, all right, in order to stay relative.
Yep, it's true.
Relevant?
Yeah, to be a relative. Yeah.
To be a relative.
To continue being a tabletop influencer.
So you're not wrong. That's exactly right. I was actually thinking about that today. Okay, so I bought this from Target. This is the latest Villainous expansion.
Despicable Plots.
Yeah, Despicable Me. This has a Target exclusive game piece, which
what is it?
a lot of the it's Gaston. A lot of the pieces in here are translucent. Actually, all the pieces are translucent.
One
Why?
is translucent like Gaston. Wears big boots like Gaston.
So you're gonna make me watch that freaking movie. Get that out of my head.
In a villainous match, nobody plays like Gaston.
Oops, like Gaston. You missed it. It was there. Yeah.
I gave it a break.
The way that these work, they're like standalone games. You don't have to get the whole like starter kit. You can play just with this. This one has Lady Tremaine, which I think is from Cinderella. Is that the Cinderella lady? Anna thinks it's either Cinderella or Lady and the Tramp. Gaston, and then the Horned King. The Horned King, who I have no idea who that is at all.
That wouldn't the Beast?
No, that's not, different. So I got that.
Yes, it is the mom from Cinderella.
Okay, love it.
Didn't even know she had a name.
also got this one again. Don't at me.
Perfectly wretched.
Yeah, Perfectly Wretched. Okay, this is obviously the Cruella de Vil one.
Hey,
this one has Pete. Like I'm going to show you. It has Pete.
I can't see it. Who's Pete?
Pete
From Steamboat Willie.
Oh, I
got
see the
Pete.
picture.
It's got Cruella de Vil, and then it's got Mother Gothel from Tangled, which is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. So
really, because your hair matched, your hairs match. Yeah.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. Her and I have the same superpower. And then the last but not least, I got this one.
Another Villainous. Okay.
But I love this
power?
game system. I
Is that what it
love
says on
this
it?
game system. Yeah.
It says
Infinite
power.
So this one has Thanos, Hela, Ultron, Killmonger, and Taskmaster.
Watch your mouth, okay?
This is a family-friendly podcast.
I said hella, not hell no. Yeah.
It's HE hockey stick.
HELL double hockey sticks.
This is a family-friendly podcast. You need to pull it together, okay?
Hey, I said this to Frost the other day. Some families are like gnarly. So,
That's true. I learned all those words when I was like 6 years old or younger. So, I mean, look at me now.
You're not wrong.
I'm a son of a gun. I want to like Villainous, and I had the first one. Maybe I just didn't play it enough, honestly. I gave it away.
Oh.
Hey,
why didn't you give it to Bubba?
He already has it.
I already have it. Dude, I now have all of the Villainous. I have all of it. And that's what I want. I want to have all of the Villainous because I love that game. I feel like I'm the same way. I was just about to say, I'm the same way about Villainous as Matt is about Marvel Champions. I gave my Marvel Champions away.
You should have tried it more. That's our problem.
I had a custom
Matthew Warmbier card in there.
Wow. You gave that away?
I did.
I have some extras. I'm going to frame them when we get to our new place.
Do it.
I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, thanks. And if you need the source file, I'll just give you.
Next convention, you bring your Villainous.
In 2030.
Yeah,
I'll bring my Champions. That's fine. I'll still be ready to play a game. And we'll do it. There you go. The end. Amen.
I love it.
Well,
hey, Kate, what's your show and tell?
My show and tell is I got 2 new textbooks. And I used smile.amazon.com. I chose Love Thy Nerd because, you guys have always said, why don't you use Smile for your purchases? And I say,
this is our third birthday, and you're just now doing it. Like, Love Thy Nerd's been around for 3 years. And you're like,
whatever. See, look, I used it to buy
bones.
Disorders of Childhood. And then
that's an epic. That's the first in a series of. Yeah.
This is child and adolescent psychopathology.
There you go. So those are my things that came in for show and tell. I know it's riveting and like really exciting for most of you.
You guys let us know in the comments which one do you think was the better buy out of all three of us. Yeah, what are you more excited
please
about?
Let us know.
Yeah, which purchase would you want to see more about?
Well, hey, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to be talking a little bit about the games that we're playing, the nerd stuff that we're experiencing, and Matt's going to have that poster right there on the wall. More on the Free Play Podcast.
This week in Nerd History. Come here. I want to see you. Nerd History. Those were the famous words uttered by Alexander Graham Bell to his partner, Mr. Watson. Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you. This was the first successful experiment with the telephone. This breakthrough, during which he uttered his famous directive to his assistant, is recorded in the March 10th entry in his 1975 to 1976 lab notebook. On the same day, an overjoyed Bell wrote his father of his great success and speculated that the day is coming when telegraph wires will be laid onto houses just like water and gas, and friends converse with each other without ever leaving the home. Who'd have thought? If it wasn't for that moment, we wouldn't have smartphones in our pockets with basically all of the world's info at our fingertips at any given point. I'm Radio Matt. See you next time for more Nerd History.
Hey there, welcome back to the Free Play Podcast. My name's Bubba, joined with Matt and Kate. We are a couple of the co-hosts and co-founders here at Love Thy Nerd, and we are so very grateful that you have taken time out of your day to either watch live on twitch.tv/lovethynerd or to listen to us on whatever podcast space you do.
So grateful.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, MySpace, GeoCities, still got a Friendster account.
LiveJournal.
If you're following us on OnlyFans, just like all this stuff. Yeah,
that's right.
It's the most boring OnlyFans you'll ever watch.
That's terrible.
Hey, Kate's our social media person, so we do have a TikTok. We'll talk about that at the end of the show, but Kate just could not make. Yeah. Well, we have TikTok or TikTok.
Save it for the podcast. Save it for the podcast.
Anyway, moving on. We are playing games and reading stuff and engaging in nerd culture on a daily basis.
Every day.
And most every day. There's some days where I don't. If I'm being real, like I got to step back and just like kind of detach from it because it just becomes a little bit too much for me. But those are few and far between. Kate, you go out into the nature sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good talk. Yeah, Matt, you go on walks, like you kind of disconnect from nerd culture.
Yeah, but
and
then
just
I do that so that I can come back and then sit on the couch.
Be refreshed. Yeah.
Be refreshed.
That's the whole reason.
I'm just
only doing this so I have more nerve fuel.
This used Apple Watch that helps me keep track of my stuff, and it's
I have
nice.
a Fitbit that keeps track of my steps, so I don't have to count
How's
them
your
myself.
stuff? Look at you, disconnected.
Yeah,
Is it
I'm
broken?
off the grid today.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So moving things along, Kate, what are you doing that's nerdy?
Well,
You're fully charged. What's happening?
I'm fully charged.
Sorry.
Yeah, take a sip of your coffee. I'm fully charged. I was
So
loving
intense when you drink it.
Phoenix Rising, as you know, but
Did you
as
beat
you
it?
also know, I told you that it makes my brain tired from the puzzles. So I have counteracted that, and I said this last week with this beautiful little game called Littlewood that Frost actually told me about.
Oh, Woodle, yeah.
It's not Woodle, not that terrible game that you played.
Dang.
This is a really good game. It's
Wasn't
15
terrible.
It was
It was
terrible.
really bad.
$15 bucks.
No, come
grab it
on.
on Switch or on Steam. $15. So far, it's been $15 well spent. Someone said, "But Kate, isn't your allegiance with Stardew?" No, it is not. This game
What
is
are
a
you
lot
talking about?
like Stardew.
I never said that.
Well, there goes that
I'm just
sponsorship.
saying. I'm just saying. Some
Great.
people have said that, but this game just hits different in a different season. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not all about Stardew.
I have no idea what's going on here.
Okay.
You just let Kate do the things that she does, and
Well, Littlewood is a great game if you're into stuff like Stardew, Harvest Moon stuff,
yeah.
things like that.
Real life gardening. Yeah.
Just go grab it. All right? Just grab it, put some time into it, and then you can just thank me later, and then I'll pass that thanks on to Frost because he told me about the game. Second,
Okay.
I
Not for me. Yeah.
saw a tweet that said that the Outrider demo gave off some Mass Effect vibes. So, of course, I went and downloaded it without researching it or doing
regardless
anything.
of what I had said up until that point about it.
Well,
Didn't care.
you hadn't
Not
said
even
anything
important.
that was like on my level intriguing. You said a bunch of other stuff. You didn't say Mass Effect vibes.
No, I did not. No.
So, see, there was the missing thing right there. You didn't say a key thing to grab my interest.
Next
But
time, I will start off every recommendation with, "You like Mass Effect?
whatever.
Too bad.
Whatever.
Is also a game."
This is normally not a game that I would play. It's a shooter, third-person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
But I was interested. It was free. You can't beat free. What, am I going to turn it down?
Yes.
No. No. So I downloaded it, I played through the demo, and I really enjoyed it.
You play all the way through it?
I played until a screen came up and said that the full game's coming out someday.
You want to buy it?
Dang,
Any
Kate.
money? Give it to us.
I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe it keeps going after that. But it was at that point, and it was like 9:30 at night. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna turn this off because my brain is
Need a break.
going
yeah.
really fast.
Did you watch through like all the cutscenes and everything?
Of course. Why do you think I would quit a cutscene?
How long did you play this demo?
I don't know. Like 2 hours.
The sun was no, you did not. The sun was up, and then it was
No,
tomorrow.
it wasn't.
That's
The
how
sun
long
was
she played the
down.
game.
The sun was down when I started, and it was down when I finished.
California down or like real world down?
Both.
Okay.
But here's, Bubba, I know you played it too. I'm debating picking up this title when it comes out. However, there were a couple things that I noticed in the demo that were a little bit annoying.
Well, it's a beta.
I don't think it should have been there.
Come on.
Example 1, the video was a little choppy.
It was a lot choppy, yeah.
Example 2, there was some audio issues where like certain words and lines of dialogue would be repeated and you're like, hello, I only needed to hear it one time.
Well, it's you gotta get the point home. Like
Number
you hear
3,
what I said, I'll repeat it.
Number 3, the
Yeah.
mouths were not synced with the voiceover. Not at all.
Hey,
there was a
don't
lot of
freaking
loading.
play the game then,
There was a
okay?
lot of
Gosh.
loading screens.
A lot of loading screens.
A lot of loading screens, but I actually, despite all those things, I really enjoyed it. It was super fun. I picked the Pyromancer class. I really liked it. It was the game did not go how I thought it was going to go. Went from Mass Effect vibes to very dark, like
Very dark.
quick. But
Yeah.
I like it. It has elements of a lot of other games that I like. So I might pick it up. It comes out April 1st, right?
Yeah,
You
no
wish
joke.
it did.
What? No, that's what it said. It said April 1st. So
Kate, we could play together.
no, I don't want to.
Okay, I get that life right there.
Jeez, you guys see what I deal
Why
with?
play together?
I'm just trying to play games with my friends.
Yeah.
It by myself and
Kate's
having
like,
a good time.
I keep work at work. Why don't you
Yeah,
just play
same.
your own game by
Hey,
yourself?
I get it, Kate. I get it. You know, after a day
Jeez.
full of like just chatting with people. Yeah, we've talked about this before. Like chatting, talking.
Well,
being
I guess
online.
it would be fun
Sometimes
to
you
play
just-
with you, Bubba, because
good
but
luck.
not the
no,
first time.
no. I don't want to do it anymore. No,
Not the first
I want to
time
find
that
so many other people to play with.
Not the
I wanna
first
have
time
so
that I
much
played
fun.
it though, because I felt like I didn't know what was going on, and I don't like looking like a fool when I'm trying to play with other people, which is what happens every time I play with other people.
No, Kate. You played Red Dead with me that one time.
Yeah, and
it
I
was
shot
fun.
your horse on accident.
That's fine. Wasn't the first
That
time I
horse
lost
was
a
gonna
horse.
die
Yeah,
anyway.
it's fine.
Let's be real.
So, if you haven't
why I
got the
named him
demo, I
Glue.
think you should pick it up and give it a chance, especially if you like third-person shooters. I felt like the shooting was actually very smooth.
You liked it?
I did like it.
Smooth shooting, not smooth voice to mouth action. So
Yeah, and not
wee.
smooth video.
pew.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so
Okay, what you said was so deeply hurtful that I mean, like, just without even thinking about it, you're like, no, I don't. No, I'm not gonna play with you.
because-
What are you stupid?
because
Kate, will you play a game with me?
Of course she will. You know the answer is yes,
Yes.
because she
no,
has done
actually,
it.
if
Was
it's
one time,
no,
maybe
no,
twice.
No. If it's this game, I would definitely play with Bubba over you. I would not trust you
Whoa.
to even get the game working for this particular game. At least with Bubba, I know that it's gonna work. The game.
Is it on the PlayStation?
He'll show up.
Yeah.
I pressed the freaking button.
Hey, you would
Get
think
outta
that
here.
it's that easy. Well,
Okay, you know
know
what,
what?
Bubba?
I don't know.
I
I'm
quit.
sorry that my initial reaction was negative. I will
you guys, this is
pray
my life
for,
right here. This is my life.
a more open heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually-
Get some
It's
prayer
okay,
hands in
Kate.
chat. Yeah.
It's okay. Gotcha.
Now the more that I think about it, if you text me and said, "Do you want to play Outriders?" I would probably say sure.
Kate, what makes you think I want to text you that now? Like you've already peed in the pool here, okay?
Well, how would you know? You can't see pee in the pool; it blends in.
No, you can definitely see pee in the
No,
pool.
you can't.
They have a special
They
chemical
always
that like
say
turns
that, and
red.
I've never seen that.
They have it for reals.
How many times are you peeing in pools over here?
Every time, the chlorine kills it. The chlorine kills those already
Well,
sterile.
but if there's
liquids.
too much pee in
This
there
is
and people
going
are
off the
opening their
rails.
eyes,
This is way off the rails.
you
Okay,
get
Matt.
like the gross red
Matt,
eyes.
why don't we hear about what you're playing,
this
Matt?
is free play. People know what they're getting themselves into. Except for
Matt?
your friend who's new. Now she's learning a lot today, but
Oh, she probably knows all this.
yeah.
Matt, let's hear.
I want to go back to the pee pool stuff. What have I been playing? You know, I'm still moseying my way through Fallout New Vegas, and neither of you have played much of this game, right? Or none at all?
Did
Bubba,
you
have
get that quest resolved with the guys on the
played it?
hill?
No, they're still standing there. The people are still. I'll check back every now and then, and they're still standing there. I'm wondering if I should just like throw a bomb at them to kind of like reset them a little bit, but maybe
Nuke 'em.
not kill them.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my
just kind of like scare them. And for those of you who don't know, I tried to do this mission. It's honestly been a few weeks at this point, where I had to help this group of soldiers, and they moseyed up on a hill and just like wouldn't let me interact with them. Living in the Mojave really makes you wish for a nuclear winter. That's what I'll say. all the
Absolutely,
time.
yeah.
Hey, that's where I'm going on my next road trip in 2 weeks.
Walkabout. Yeah.
There.
Hey, go tell them to move.
I'll
Yeah.
go
Yeah,
find them for
please.
you. I'll handle it.
Please.
Don't worry. I'll handle
So
it.
I've been going through that, and honestly, like there are so many side quests, so many. And I like side quests, but I'm to the point where I'm like, why do I need to keep doing all of these things? Stop making like there's just fetch quests too. Like, hey, go tell this person. Now go back to that person and tell them what I said. Now go back to them and tell them what I said. And like, can you just like write a letter? I know you have computers here. Like, do something.
Send them a text.
So I've just been like slowly going through it. Like last night, I got to the point I was like, do I want to play this game anymore? Like, I do. I want to finish it. And I even thought about picking up, I started Ratchet and Clank, and I was like, that game was fun. Like, it's like pretty quick, like don't really have to think about a lot. Should I play that? And I was like, and I stopped myself and I was like, no, do not even start it. Or don't even pick it up anymore, because if you do that, this game will never be finished. And that right there is perseverance. Remember that.
I'll remember.
Yeah, please do. So I'm gonna try to like power through the main story, and if I need to go back, I can. I think I'm getting close-ish to the end.
That's my question: is do you need to do all this side quest stuff that you hate?
Some of them are side quests, but like they kind of determine the end outcome. Because if you've played Fallout 4, like you can kind of go towards the Brotherhood, or you can go towards the settlement people, and that's kind of how this is. Like they want you to go and meet the Boomers. And they want you to meet the Brotherhood, and they want you to meet
Boomer,
Kaiser's Legion, and then you get to decide like what you want to do with them. And so I've met them all. There's this whole other group I can't even like. I called them cannibals, but they might not have been cannibals because I didn't have the right speech option. So I was like, you guys are cannibals, and now they all want to kill me. I can't finish anything with them, so it makes me angry.
That's a big accusation to make without proof.
But I'm at the point where like if I make another decision with this thing called the Yes Man, I'll lose. The NCR will no longer let me help them. So it's kind of like I've got to be getting close here to the end. So
or quit.
I know. I gotta finish it. I've got to finish it. If it's the last thing I do, this game. I want a long game. I'm enjoying it. I know. I can do it. I need to power through like Kate powers through a demo.
What? I didn't power through it. I enjoyed it.
For a full day.
Oh, I know the answer. Demo. Alone, without friends.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you.
No, you can't play with me.
That's the story of my life.
Don't.
How dare you even suggest that we play together?
But then this last weekend stream, I guess I started Ratchet and Clank, and I had never played a Ratchet and Clank before.
Really?
And yeah, never. I don't know. I played it. For those of you that don't know, PlayStation's doing a play at home. They're giving away games, about one a month, I guess. I already had it because if you have PlayStation 5, they give it to you. So I had it and I'm going to play it. But I also played, what was the name of the game? Maquette? Maki? I should have looked it up. I meant to.
I think it's Maki.
It's French. It's French. You wouldn't understand.
How to pronounce. Maquette.
Maquette. What does it mean?
Doesn't say.
It means a game Matt played on stream.
Anyways, it's a puzzle game. Yeah. It's like a romantic, a relationship's falling apart puzzle game. You're kind of like going from the beginning to the end. Kate, I think you would probably.
That's so sad.
Puzzle games make your brain hurt. So you're going through this guy's journal. Basically, like
it reminded me a lot of that Dragon Cancer, just like in the gameplay.
Yeah, the way you're walking around and you're seeing like quotes on the wall from their relationship. And you'll kind of like do a flashback when they first met at a coffee shop. They had a sketchbook. Yeah, had like a sketchbook. So you're kind of going through his memories in this sketchbook. I like it. I just don't know if it's a game that you'd want to stream. Like it's just kind of like you kind of like see my brain like. Yeah, burning. Like, I'm sorry, Chad. I'm trying to talk to you, but I'm also trying to figure out like what to do with this stuff.
You did fine.
And that's about all that I've been playing. Tomorrow, well, for those of you listening later, it won't be tomorrow.
Yesterday,
earlier,
last week,
another time
earlier.
Aaron and I will be doing some co-optional. We're going to be playing hopefully Western Legends because I think it'll be fun.
Man, you're brave, dude. I love that you're just like, hey, I got this brand new game. I want to stream it.
We're going to play tonight. And probably tomorrow too.
Yeah, all day. Kids, peanut butter and jelly, figure it out.
They're fine. They're old enough to make their own food. We got an air fryer.
Especially Penny.
We have an air fryer. Aaron's dad gave us one. So we're like, well, let's air fry this stuff. I'm like, yeah, go for it. Whatever you want to make.
What brand is the air fryer? Sorry, because I want one. And I've been hearing a lot of people talking about it, like Asia and stuff.
Doesn't Instapot have a?
They
not
do,
It's
but is
not
that the one-
Instapot. No, it's not the one I got.
Okay, well, while Bubba's
it's,
talking, I'll just look on
it's
Amazon.
brand.
It's private selection.
Yeah,
Ask
you have
Aaron.
to supply the hot air for the air fryer.
Aaron, do you know if you're in the chat still? Let us know. There you go. All right. Hey, Bubba Cito, what have you been playing?
I have been watching WandaVision. So WandaVision's done.
Oh, yeah.
It's
that's
over.
it. It's over.
Finito.
Are you content with how with the? Okay,
No.
sorry,
No,
I'm just asking.
I loved the series, and we're not going to spoil, so don't worry
No,
about
we're
it.
not spoiling.
I love the series. I really enjoyed how it went. Not from start to finish, because I've said this a couple of times. It took till episode 3 before I was hooked. But I'm not a big fan of like finales, because they never resolve in the way that I would want them to resolve.
That's true.
And so that's kind of where I was left wanting more. But that's the beauty of it, is that they're going to give us more. Like, this is not the end of it. They've told us WandaVision is done. Like, so you're not going to get a season 2 of the show. This is what it is.
Well, I feel like they didn't say series finale. They said season finale. So
I guess we'll see. Conflicting
series.
reports right now. I don't know that I want a season 2 of it, honestly. And it's not because it was bad, but like I'm really interested in take this thing that you're trying to tell us and get us to understand and get across, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Take your 8 episodes, your 9 episodes, whatever you're going to do, tell the story, and then let's move on to the next thing. Instead of staying in this, like getting caught in this loop of, well, we can't really tell a story from beginning to end because we don't know when the end is. Matt, I see that hand.
I will push back some, because this series would not have worked if you did not have the Avengers movies before this. So I think that when it's all said and done, you will have the Avengers movies, you'll have WandaVision, and then you'll have whatever comes afterward that kind of brings things together. So I think in the grand scheme of things, you're left wanting more, and that's what they want. I'm not trying to spoil it here. So I think when you get to the end spot, you're gonna be like, you know what? Now I think this series is great. Even the finale.
100%. Like I don't think that the series is bad. Even the ending, like I know they leave you on a cliffhanger, because that's the whole point, is that it is pointing towards Doctor Strange 2 or whatever the next thing is that's coming. Like, they've told us that WandaVision, like that story is not over yet. It doesn't close. It doesn't end. All it does is it points towards the next thing, because now everything in the MCU is forward thinking. Like, nothing happens in a vacuum anymore. Like, everything is part of a grander tale. But I feel like when you get caught, like, look at Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., look at Agent Carter, look at Inhumans, look at like all these, even the Netflix stuff that they had. Like, you have those things and you never know, is it going to get picked up for another season? And so what happens is you may have a good open and close for, we'll say at the end of season 3 or whatever, because a lot of stories can kind of resolve in 3 seasons. You get to the end of season 3 and then they're like, hey, this is still doing great. Give us another season. And you're like, I wrapped that story. Like I put a bow on it.
Thank you.
It's done. So you're left as a creator, as a writer, having to either drag a story out or like say, hey, you're not getting picked up, you're canceled. You have to finish your story in the next X episodes.
Fringe.
That makes it very hard. Yes, Fringe.
I
That
used
makes
to
it
love
very
that show.
hard to do. And so if Disney comes in and says, okay, hey, Marvel, you've got 9 episodes to tell a banger of a story. They're like, okay.
Here's my one more thing I'll say, and then you can tell me what games you're playing. Just imagine this series as a movie. We'd have gotten a couple movies out of it. So like that's kind of like, I'm trying to go into it, like they could have done a movie or 2 with this, and we probably wouldn't have got as much detail as we gotten. So
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because that was also part of the trajectory that they said. Like even with this, with Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier, with Loki, they have said what you're getting out of these experiences are like 3 or 4 movies worth of MCU content. that's where I think it's different from like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter and those other like network TV shows, because they're not like on the fringe of things trying to fit in. It's like, this is an MCU experience where we're telling the MCU story so that when you do watch the blockbusters, it pushes it forward.
Yeah.
They're forcing you to be a part of all of these things. And they're also making it like attainable. Like I can watch 35 minutes of a show. Like I can do that. I can do that 9 times, you know, like that is totally bingeable. Honestly, if you don't have Disney Plus, now might be the time to start your trial. You can binge all of WandaVision and then know the whole story and be able to engage in the conversation.
I'll consider it.
But I mean, like I have a lot of like legitimate like thoughts and ideas about how they're doing things and how I appreciate that. But if you were to ask me like in a vacuum, what'd you think about the final episode? As a finale, I think that it was very lacking as a finale because it didn't wrap things for me. All it did was kind of push towards that next thing. And as a finale, I kind of expect a little bit more of a bow on it. I think it answered some questions, obviously, for sure and for certain. But all that being said, I like WandaVision. I will go back to the beginning of it and watch it through again with the forethought of like how it's going to end, to see if I can pick up on it more, to see if those first 2 episodes hit a little bit more. WandaVision, Tim, is not a 1-hour show. It's about 35 minutes with like what feels like 15 minutes of credits at the end of it.
No, it's like 5 minutes credit.
Yeah. So really great. Again, totally bingeable. Games that I've been playing. We played Call of Duty Outbreak, the zombies mode for Call of Duty Cold War, Black Ops. It's got like 45 different names. But for that one, it's so great. If you've not played, download it. It's so good. We've had a lot of people in our community download, like install, purchase.
Is it free?
Black Ops. No. Warzone's free, but like Black
no
Ops is
one's playing
not.
that.
Bubba's brought the hype about Black Ops.
I don't know, man. Yes, it like for instance, Silver, she played with me the other night after having never played, and then I caught her playing with other people from the community on her stream the other day. Like people are like, all right, I guess I'll install it, and then like you play this mode, and it's really, really fun because you have this mix of like a Warzone and then also zombies, and it's fantastic. If anybody wants to play, you let me know, and I will play with you because it's crossplay, except for Kate. I won't play with Kate.
Fine. Bubba, last
I'll play
week
with anybody else.
You were talking about it and saying how it was kind of more like open world-ish compared to like previous COD maps. And I looked at your stream this week, and I definitely agree with that. It looked way more open, way less claustrophobic from previous versions of the zombies where you're just locked in this little house and you're trying to do stuff. It was really cool.
I like it. I mean, I really do. I already was in love with the zombies. This is just like, I only want to play Outbreak. I don't really have a huge desire to go back and do the other stuff. I mean, I will, but like, this is what I want to play. If I load up Call of Duty, I want to play zombies.
This is the new Call of Duty.
The new one?
Is this the newest one?
Yeah, Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War. That's the Black. So yeah, hit me up. I would love to play with you on that. And last but not least, I did finally get to play the Outriders demo. My computer hated it. Absolutely hated it.
What's wrong with you?
Again, I don't know what the heck is going on. I have a supercomputer, and it still is like, how you like 2,000 frames on a black screen. And so I just loaded it on Xbox, which is kind of disheartening because if I do end up getting it, which I've already bought it on Steam, I may end up having to get a refund. But if I do get it on Xbox, I have to have played the demo on Xbox for that stuff to carry over. I can't play it on Xbox and then carry over my demo progress to Steam. It won't let you do that. It's cross play, but it's not like cross save, so it's really
I was wondering all that.
But I did like it. That game is so much different than what I thought it was going to be. But in a good way. I'm trying to figure out if we stream it, how we do that, because it's very mature. Like it's very heavily M-rated.
That when I was playing it last night too. Like, it'd be cool to stream this when it comes out.
It's a Square Enix game, though. You know, People Can Fly. That's the company that developed through Square Enix, but So it has kind of that vibe to it. It's very cutscene heavy, but I like it. You know, I don't hate it at all. Real buggy right now though. It's just it's real buggy.
Do you think they'll be able to fix that before, or do you think they're just going to leave it?
I hope so. I do, and they can
sure
patch
they
all
will.
that stuff out.
Yeah.
I will say this: it is not a Destiny killer. That's what it's been labeled as the Destiny killer. It's just not. It's not even in the same category.
Not yet.
So just get that out of your brain. I said this a couple weeks ago. I might have even said it last week. Destiny is described as it's a play as a service. So like you buy the battle pass, updated content, yada yada yada. This is you buy the game and then you play through the game. It has replayability, but it's not designed to be what Destiny is. So don't go into it thinking multiplayer and all that stuff. You can play with other people. It's designed for you to do that, but it's not like you're playing with a lot of other people all the time. So
It was like 3 people, right?
yep. And I went Technomancer, which I'm excited to explore more, but that's like a ranged character. And so we'll see. I'm excited.
Well, you know,
hey, let us
Bubba,
know what. I know a lot of things. What don't I know though?
when we play together.
Oh,
I'm busy. Thanks for
You
asking.
Never 100 years
will
from now when we play
the-
together.
The
Yeah.
Technomancer from far away, and mine, the Pyromancer, is good
Mm-hmm.
for mid-range.
Oh, we need Matt.
No,
need
I
to-
don't know about Matt.
Is it crossplay?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's 100% crossplay.
I'm busy. I'll play on my Game Boy if I have time.
I'm a Game Gear guy. I'll play it on Game
Okay.
Gear.
Yeah, I'll play in Game Gear. That's fine. Call
It kind of
Yeah.
reminded me of the Division in that way, Bubba, where you could just play with a group of random people if you want, or
my
a group
gosh.
of smaller. What?
What kind of game is this? Is this like a running gun? Do I have to shoot stuff?
Yes, it's kind of Gears of War.
Yeah, I never played it.
It's
Yeah, you'll be fine.
yeah.
Well, hey, let us know in the comment section on this post or here on Twitch if you're watching live. What do you think? Are you playing it? I'm seeing a couple people saying that they have played it as well or might be playing it or whatever. But let us know. We want to keep the conversation going. Also, let us know on Twitter at FreePlayPodcast. What are you watching? What are you playing? What are you reading? What are you engaging in the nerd sphere, in nerd culture? We want to know. Maybe we'll talk about it. Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't know. I thought Kate was going to want to play a game with me. What do I know? So
Well, I said
Pass.
yeah, she'll never live it down. Well, hey, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to be talking about Kickstarter stuff. Not necessarily what you should be spending your money on, but how things are going in the realm of crowdfunding. So stick around, and we'll be back with more of the Free Play Podcast.
What up, nerd? We hope you're enjoying the podcast. But did you know that Love Thy Nerd showcases most of their content on LTN Radio first? That's right. Check the schedule and listen to most of our shows before they're available here over at ltnonair.com. And while you're streaming, you'll also hear the best mix of Christian rock, rap, pop, and indie, and even some content made exclusively for our radio listeners. Stream directly from ltnonair.com or download the Live 365 app and favorite LTN Radio. And let us become your new daily soundtrack. You'll be glad you did.
Hey there, and welcome back to the Free Play Podcast. My name's Bubba, joined with Matt and Kate. And today, we're going to be talking about everybody's favorite topic, crowdsourcing.
Oh,
Yeah, kick funding, crowd starting, all that stuff.
crowdsourcing.
Yeah, crowdsourcing. Matt, you and I at least, spend some many dollars on Kickstarters. And
Yes. Some of us more than others.
Some of
one of
us,
us
yes.
more than others.
One of us, yeah.
We'll just say some.
I get some.
And I've grown to enjoy this. Like this, you pay for something up front, and then you get something. I was really super worried about it when I first got into it. The Ouya was my first.
That was your baby.
Kickstarter.
We were
egg.
so stoked
yeah.
about that. I remember.
And I have it, but what a tremendous letdown that was. But like, I was worried that paying for something up front and then waiting and waiting and waiting for it was going to suck a lot. But the turnaround was a lot quicker than I expected for most of these projects. Some of them, like there are things, Matt, that you and I both are still waiting on.
Yep.
And one of the things that we're going to be talking about today fits into that category. But it's interesting to see how different companies address Kickstarter.
Yeah.
So the idea, right, of kickstarting something is that we don't have the money. We don't have the capital. This is an investment that you're doing.
Right.
That was the initial idea. And then we started to see like actual companies like coming in that are well established and have plenty of product and all sorts of stuff coming in and saying, hey, actually, we're going to put this project, specifically we talk about board games, we're going to put this game on Kickstarter. It immediately raised a lot of questions for them to go, oh my gosh, are you guys doing okay? Are you like going out of business? Like what's happening? But they see a lot more engagement in Kickstarter. Like people, it's easy marketing. Like you share a Kickstarter campaign and people automatically know about your game or your product or whatever it is. So it's good for marketing. But maybe what they didn't expect was the level of like emotional buy-in that people were going to put on these games and these products. So when I give money to a Kickstarter, I don't necessarily expect a lot, if I'm being real. What I'm doing is I'm saying, hey, I'm going to put a down payment on this. I would really like a copy if it's cool with everybody when it comes out.
Do you mind?
Like that's my expectation, right? Kickstarter themselves will tell you that this is not a purchase. Like that's not what you're doing. You're backing, you're investing in the thing that's going through. But a lot of people, they're like, I'm a stakeholder, I'm a shareholder in your company now, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So we see some crazy things happen with that, and I don't really know where I fall on that. If I'm being real. I don't know. I'll need to chew on that a little bit more, kind of verbally processing this as it's happening. But
we're here for you.
Right? That's why I have so many podcasts. So I can just like
so you can verbally process different topics.
So people have that buy-in, and it can send things in one of two different ways, right? It can either be people are really passionate about your project and they help you make it better, or people are really passionate about your project and anything that you do is the wrong thing.
Yeah.
They are now running the show.
So lame.
And so we got two Kickstarters that we want to talk about today. And the first one is Bloodstone by our good friends at Skybound Games. And if you don't know who Skybound Games are, you probably know The Walking Dead.
Yep.
Skybound is the parent company for The Walking Dead. So, seriously, when I say these are good friends of ours, we kind of say that term a lot, and I mean it every time we say it.
Yep.
Like these are people that we have taken time at convention or otherwise, online, wherever, it really doesn't matter, to pour into and to build relationships with, like very, very intentionally. That's one of the biggest things that we do at LTN is build relationships with people. And so, in doing so, one of the easiest ways to build a relationship with somebody is to buy the thing that they make. And so, we buy it, we talk about it, we do reviews on stuff. You know, we put things in front of you that we care about. And one of the things that Matt and I put in front of you very recently, if you watch Matt and Bubba in the Morning, I would say 2 weeks ago, was Bloodstone. This was a Kickstarter that I was crazy excited about because I had a chance to play it, to demo it, and loved this game. Freaking-tastic. Like just the way the game plays, the art in it, everything about it is just like chef's kiss good. And to know behind the scenes that this was James Hudson, who is the head of the tabletop division at Skybound, that this was the first game he ever developed.
Yeah.
He has made games since he started developing this one, but this is his baby. This is his pride and joy here. It made it that much more like emotional, right? Like you could just feel every ounce of like emotion and drive and determination that he put into it. So long story short, it funds. And I mean, like it like funds.
Double.
It doesn't get to like
funds.
101%. Like they get over and above. Kate, you're saying double?
Yeah.
Almost double. Yeah.
Almost double, right?
$6,000 short of being double. So.
And that was with like time to go left in the
Plenty of time.
campaign.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of time. A lot of these campaigns go for like, almost a full month. And so what ends up happening is they cancel the Kickstarter halfway through.
Yep. Being overfunded.
Was
almost double funded.
super flabbergasted.
You were
like,
you were beside yourself. This happened
Yeah,
exactly a week ago today.
Yep.
It was canceled exactly a week ago today, so.
and I don't, Matt, I don't know about you, but a lot of times I'm not following the Kickstarter updates. I'm just like, I'm really excited about the game. I want to know what it is. When can I get it?
Yep.
I'm not following every backer update. We're not following it that close. Maybe we should, just to stay a little bit more current. But so I missed a lot of the updates and stuff that was going on. But apparently there was quite a bit of backlash about bang for buck.
I wasn't
when it
really
came to
looking at
Bloodstone.
that one very closely either. Like I'll read every now and then. Like I don't read what I really enjoy is when companies do a TLDR. Like what do I need to know? I'm like, do I need to change my address right now? Okay, just tell me that. Awesome, I'll do it. With this one, like,
that's it.
Kind of came out of nowhere, and I was like, what? Wait, I'm sorry, what happened here? And then I had to go check to see if it actually, like, I thought it was funded. Like it was funding, right? Because I know some companies, like, they'll kind of see like, okay, it's if we didn't get this initial like this % by day one, it's probably not going to happen. So let's go ahead and just, take it out. We'll reassess. We'll, reprice it, change some things. We'll come back in a couple months. But going in like checking this, I'm like, yeah, like they did well, like, and they still had plenty of time. So then digging in deeper, you're like, what's the root cause here? And well,
The answer was user feedback.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
for whatever reason, people did not feel. And if you backed this game, you may be one of the people that spoke up in the comments. And if so, please like help enlighten me here, because I looked at the game, having been a person who has played the actual game, saw what I was getting in the box, and even upgraded to the deluxe edition of said game. Like
Yeah.
I was totally okay with that. Now, I've known and played and owned a lot of these other games, and even passed on some, honestly, like that I kicked myself for not backing, like Nemesis. I still kick myself for not backing that game. It's just in a completely different place financially back then. It wasn't wise for me to do that. But I saw that game and I'm like, yes, that game is worth that amount. I don't want it to be far less, or I'm not looking to get more out of that game,
right.
Gameplay wise or pieces or anything like that. So I don't fully understand what was such a big, drawback to the game that they shut the whole thing down. I don't know if it was, that they thought it would be a bad PR move to just press on and keep going, or what. James did a couple of live streams, and I watched about 1.5 of them, and I don't know that I ever like still fully understood anything outside of people just were expecting more.
That's the thing. It's like, what do you mean? And I think this is something that we've talked about before, is a lot of just the way that things are going now. Everyone expects that their opinion matters, and that, which I'm not saying your opinion doesn't matter, but I'm saying is you're
Right.
more than welcome to share your opinion. However, the company does not have to do what you say. That's their choice, and that's their creative license. So I was really, and I'm not as into tabletop stuff as the two of you. So for this to pique my attention,
You brought it up. This was your idea
this
for a
was
topic
my
here.
idea was some, and I'll take ownership of it, was
You win.
some tabletop news. And to me, this was big tabletop news to have a company like Skybound and a developer like James I saw him because I follow him on Twitter, and I follow Skybound on Twitter, and I saw him post about it, and I'm like, that's weird. So, I clicked through to the campaign, see the goal was $150,000 and they have $294K. So when I saw that, it's like, what do you mean? Why? So you have the money is not the problem here. So
Yeah.
in the announcement for the campaign relaunch, I'll just read a little bit out loud for context.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's see. Blah 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 blah. When we
I don't think it
first
says that,
when
but
we
yeah.
first started working on Bloodstone, we knew that we were bringing an IP to Kickstarter that had all the hallmarks of a typical Skybound and Druid City project, an engaging game built around deep lore and high production value. Then the pandemic hit, and our plans to launch Bloodstone moved as the world around us evolved. We tried some things that we don't normally do, and we were honestly excited about them. But you didn't find the offering compelling for reasons that you've shared with us, and we understand that we need to go back to the drawing board and rework the campaign. As a team, we've taken the time to process all the feedback that we have received and have made this decision today. This is not a choice we made lightly. In the end, our desire is to deliver the best backer experience to you. This is the right move. We're committed to improving the campaign and can't wait to come back this summer with an improved experience for everyone. And then under that, you can see a video of James kind of going over all that information.
And that was the thing that he kept saying was, hey, if you liked the campaign, if there was nothing about it that made you feel icky or weird or whatever, you're gonna really like the campaign in the summer. And I'm like, okay, I mean,
I'm listening.
I appreciate the transparency.
Yeah,
I really do.
That's what I think Skybound did a really good job with on this. Skybound and James did a really good job with this whole thing was, I mean, especially with this being James's baby, it's got to be hard to hear people unhappy with what they would be receiving, which to me doesn't really make that much sense. It's like, if you don't like it, then you don't have to back it or buy it. But that's, I don't know, some people don't like to do that.
I wonder if, I mean, they've done a lot of games now since then, but his first game, not his first game, one of his
Barnyard
first games.
Roundup.
His second game, how about that? His second game, the Grim Forest.
Grim Forest? Yeah, man.
Like, talking to him, like, he's like, we've totally undervalued this game. Like, we put this game out there super cheap. This game should be a $75 to $100
$50 game?
It's a $50 game. So I'm wondering if people who kind of follow him and his games, I mean, we've seen other ones since then, like, that have a lot of stuff, and you know, they, I guess the value is there. But looking back, they're like, well, you charged $50 for this one, and I mean, why you try to do $99 for this one? I'm like, well, because that's, you know, it costs more, and we're actually trying to make a living. Yeah,
absolutely. And I mean, I think that there's something to be said about them listening to the customers, and honestly, at the end of the day, they know better than we do.
Yeah,
you know, like, if it was hurting business or if they had expected, you know, this goal, he said it wasn't about money. So I have to believe that it is about like customer experience and stuff like that.
I believe that.
And maybe it's not hitting exactly where he wanted it to hit either. From an outsider's perspective and also kind of an insider's perspective as well, I thought it was fine. So then you look at the other side of that coin where you have something like Yukon Salon. Hey, if you've never heard about Yukon Salon, this must be your first day with Love Thy Nerd.
Congratulations, yeah.
Yes, welcome. We're so glad you're here. Back in 2018,
Before
17?
that, yeah,
17?
probably 17.
Maybe 17, we were at a convention and PAX South in San Antonio, and we met a guy. You want to know when this was? I'll tell you exactly when this was. This was when Dice Throne was at the Indie Showcase. So Dice Throne had not even like actually fully released yet. They were still doing their Kickstarter. Okay. You guys, if you don't know about Dice Throne, also welcome to your first day at LTN. But so these two were at the Indie Showcase, you know, area at the same time.
Yeah.
And this schmuck right here passed on Dice Throne and was goo goo gaga about Yukon Salon.
Well, because you had a beard.
You didn't know any better.
To be fair, both games are legit fun. Like, I do enjoy them. Then, you know, in my first, you know, little stint as an influencer, I conned a lot of people into backing this game.
Well, you were in your defense, you were really excited about it, and there was no indication.
It wasn't me for sure. I didn't do anything.
There was no indication that it would go this way.
Long story short, the game doesn't fund. Well, no, it overfunds. The game doesn't fulfill. And it just like is like radio silence from the person running the campaign and the creator. And things just come to a stalemate. And then he goes radio silent. And it's just like, what? Do you want to make this game or you do not want to make this game? Years go by.
Literal years.
I mean,
not kidding.
Probably 2.5 years go by. And what ends up happening is he sells to a company called Atlas. Now, here's the deal. I told you, I'm super fanboy about Yukon Salon, and I still think if you can, you should get a copy of it because it's a great game. I talked with Roxley Games. I talked with Skybound. I talked with Keymaster. I talked with probably 4 or 5 other companies that we have a relationship with. And I'm like, hey, you should buy this game. It's done. Like all the assets are done for this game. You should buy it and fulfill it. I did not talk with Atlas, but they bit on the buy. And so in the time since they've purchased it, and now we're getting shipping notices. Yep. Like that game's making its way downtown on FedEx shipments. And so in the time since they have purchased it to its fulfillment, it was probably half of the time that it's been, maybe even like a quarter of the time that it's been, that we've been waiting on it total. Yeah. So like it's been super fast turnaround. The juxtaposition, like Kickstarter is hard. Making games and crowdsourcing games and funding them and, deploying them and all that stuff. Like it's hard. If you're thinking about doing it, maybe think a little bit more because like there's a lot that goes into it. And in both cases, the comment sections were fire. And by fire, I mean of the dumpster variety. Like people wanted to get in. They wanted this guy's head on a platter. They were talking like really gross threats. Don't ever do that. It's just a game. I'm just going to say that right now. It's just a game. Don't ever do that.
And typically you can get your money back if it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Bingo. So like Kickstarter has to step in, there's legal action taken. We're talking about class action lawsuits and like all sorts of stuff. And at the end of the day, it's over a game. But I think it stretches more than that. It's like, hey man, you have my money. And you have Skybound, and then you have Yukon Salon. Those 2 companies. I say companies very loosely, but you have those two companies, and it's like when you take my money, what are you going to do with it? Skybound says, even though we funded almost double funded, we hear your feedback. It's still not good enough. Yeah, we apologize. We're going to cancel all the orders. We're going to go back to the drawing board and figure it out. Then you have other people who will come up and say, I have all of your money.
And I'm just going to
kind of lie a little bit. I'm going to be real skeevy about it. And I'm not going to answer or whatever. And then we're just going to let it fly into the ethos. Yeah. One is better than the other.
One is better than the other.
In both cases, you still kind of don't get the game when you want it, sometimes at all. But I think from my personal experience, I would much rather somebody care than somebody just take my money and run. Yeah. Because like, honestly, like if I'm supporting somebody, like what we do at LTN, this is missions work, all right? Like we're all, self-funded. If we're getting paid from this at all, we're getting paid, by encouraging people to donate to us. It's mission living. We call ourselves nerd culture missionaries. And in doing that, if we had somebody who was giving to us and we did something like that, I would expect that person to not give to us anymore, to demand money back or to have very serious consequences or things to say or to tell people, hey, don't partner with Bubba because yada, yada, yada. Like I would expect those things because we're not caring about the people that care about us. James Hudson, on the other hand, I feel like he's doing great. Like I appreciate that. I'm super sad about not having the game sooner. I really am.
I'm more sad for James than I am for you.
Oh, well, that's fair.
Yeah. Well, she plays games with him, so
perspective is everything.
I'm more sad for James, friend of the Free Play podcast, and like a personal close friend of mine. And no, I'm just kidding. I think James is really cool. We played a game one time, and I wanted to be his friend. What was I saying?
Who knows even? Yeah. Hey James,
what was I saying?
But what we see here is like 2 case study examples of basically 2 ways to communicate using a project on Kickstarter. So I mean, there's the similarities in that both were overfunded, both have a game that pretty much is in existence already, kind of. And one had some really clear communication available in different forms, written and in a video, and like different ways you can get a hold of people, different ways, you know, that you can find out how you can get your money back or when the next campaign is going to be. And in the meantime, you have this other game who's, you know, overfunded, ready to go, and all you hear is silence for 2.5 years. So just two different ways to be a Kickstarter dev, and I was honestly blown away in a good way with how Skybound and James handled the Bloodstone stuff. Like, they handled it with class, with grace, with like humility, instead of just being like, hey, never mind.
Yeah.
Like that, just dead silent. Like
the level of vulnerability you have to have and transparency that you have to have to be able to say, hey, we're canceling this funded Kickstarter campaign, and I'm going to go live.
Yeah.
I'm going to answer questions.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be here for you guys to lay into me, ask me hard-hitting questions.
That's what I would want for us to do, you know?
Yeah.
Were you doing a game?
No, just, you know, if you do something really bad.
I already stopped on that.
If you do something really bad and we have to explain it.
Yeah.
Then
when Matt does something really bad.
Well, how about we just do a game instead? Let's just do a game instead.
Okay.
We'll do both.
You can start coming up with ideas.
Both instead.
Okay, there's these two guys and a lady. They do a podcast.
Yeah.
It'll never work.
Okay.
No. Hey, we are excited about these things in industry news, and we don't always talk about things that necessarily matter. We felt like this was something that actually mattered.
It is something that
a lot of times Free Play Podcast is just complete and utter nonsense, and we love it. But this one happened to be an actual episode of like real content. So if you have something to say on it, please do us a favor and hit us up on Twitter at Free Play Podcast. Let us know what you think. Did you back either one of these things? Are you excited to get your copy of Yukon Salon in?
It's coming, I am, but I'm not excited.
I am. I'm so excited. It's coming in a tin. Matt, did you see that? It's coming in a tin case.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't read
it.
I just said, when is it going to be here?
I'm here for this. Oh, man. Well, hey, let us know. Hit us up on all the socials. And if you're here in Twitch chat, thank you so much for chatting along with us. A lot of listening in this segment. And I appreciate that, too. Well, hey, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, Kate's going to tell us all about her TikTok. So you're going to want to stick around
drop
for
top,
more
hip-hop.
The Free Play Podcast.
This week in nerdy news, this is LTNN. HBO Max released the chapter titles for Zack Snyder's The Justice League. The chapters are Part 1, Don't Count on It, Batman. Part 2, The Age of Heroes. Part 3, Beloved Mother, Beloved Son. Part 4, Change Machine. Part 5, All the King's Horses. And Part 6, Something Darker. You can interpret what all those are really going to mean, but this movie is coming out soon, so you better start a decoding. March 18th, it launches on HBO Max and in theaters. The Halo TV series has shifted channels. It will no longer be premiering on Showtime. Instead, the Halo series is now aiming to premiere on Paramount Plus in early 2022. Somebody update Cortana. Entertainment Weekly has released the first official images from Space Jam: A New Legacy that show Looney Tunes and LeBron James in their Toon Squad jerseys. Now, unlike the first Space Jam movie, these will not be 2D animated characters in a 3D environment, but instead 3D renderings of the Looney Tunes. And the big bad has also been seen to be Don Cheadle, leading a team called the Goon Squad. That's right, no Monstars here, everybody. March 12th will see the next edition of WandaVision. Of course, the story is over, but this will be the making of WandaVision released on Disney+. You can go behind the scenes. This one's probably going to be a fun one. And lastly, according to Deadline, Paramount's Dungeons & Dragons film has brought on 2 more to their cast. Hugh Grant has been cast as the currently undisclosed villain of the upcoming movie. Sophia Lillis has also boarded the project in an undisclosed role. Roll 20 for good looks. That was This Week in Nerdy News. I'm Radio Matt, and this is LTNN.
Hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us here on the Free Play Podcast. But before we get out of here, what I want to know is, Kate, how is your Tic Tac?
Well, I made a TikTok.
Just one?
And yeah, just one.
So far,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
far,
okay.
one, I made a TikTok account. Then
Oh,
number
okay.
2,
There
I
it is,
made
yeah.
a TikTok about my chicken's eggs.
Yep.
That's true.
And immediately after, my brain started filling with different ideas for different TikToks that none of them matter in life.
No, well, then you're well on your way to creating a successful TikTok.
Exactly. So I'm just really excited about it, but I don't know
Yeah,
what to
TikTok,
do next.
that's what it is.
So then I made, since I was so hyped,
TikTok.
I made Love Thy Nerd a TikTok. I don't know what's going to go on there, but might as well save the name.
Can I have the password and stuff? I'll make stuff on there too.
Yeah, it's under
I'll run by
my
you.
it's
How
under
about
my account. I don't know exactly how to work the TikTok yet. 100%. I'm just trying to
Okay.
be like the influencer kids.
Yeah. I'll try to make some stuff. Okay.
Yeah, try and make some
We are
stuff.
so far behind the curve with TikTok.
Well, that's what someone said to me. I said, "Oh, I called my friend. I said, guess what? I made a TikTok. You gotta watch it." And she said, "You are the dumbest of dumb.
You're
dumb.
the dumbest of all
Put
the
a
dumb
bunch of other
boys."
words in there that you couldn't say on here. And said,
Okay.
I told
Well,
you,
you could, but-
said I told you 2 years ago to make a TikTok of your chickens, and you didn't do it. And now you're acting like this was your own idea when I've been
Yeah,
telling
big
you
mistake.
for 2 years. The same thing that I do to Bubba,
Big mistake.
where I think it's my own idea, but it's really something that Bubba has said. So, whatever, you could look on there. I'm gonna make a bunch. I don't want to make like huge promises because my next TikTok might be really bad, but I've got good feedback on this one.
Okay.
You just, yeah. Is it just a lot of like farmers, like just
Did
like
you make any
Yeah.
money on
So
it?
far, I haven't made any money, but I have some followers.
How many views do you have?
Not that many.
How many?
How many?
I don't
How many is
know.
not that many? I don't know. TikTok
know.
is the numbers are skewed.
Let's see. Let's
That's what I
open
feel
it
like
up.
too. Just leave it on loop.
Somebody who is basically nobody, they're like, oh yeah, I got 12,000 views on this TikTok. I'm like,
This cannot be right.
what happened? How many do you have, Kate?
This is not right.
How
No,
many do
let's
you
hear
have,
it.
Kate?
724.
This is what I'm saying.
This
Like,
is not right. No, this is jacked
Kate.
up. It's not right.
Yeah, I don't know how the
Everybody-
numbers work. It's just ridiculous.
Everybody, do us a favor. Just get on your TikTok there,
Yep.
and
Kate Dangerous.
just watch it on
Weird.
loop.
Okay,
We
so
need
look
the
me up,
views.
Kate Dangerous. You can also follow Love Thy Nerd. I have one plan for Love Thy Nerd that I want to do, but Matt's going to have the final word on if it's good enough to post. Because
Thank you.
here's why, Bubba.
Wow.
Because it's called 5 Reasons Why Red Dead 2 is the best game in the world.
Okay, yeah.
So
I'm in.
that's...
Okay. Yeah.
If you can have me singing a song, that'd be cool.
Yes,
Should've been
okay,
a
so get ready.
cowboy.
So I want you to video yourself singing some songs and send it to me. And so I guess like I'm going to be 30 next month. So 30 is the new
Oh
TikTok.
wow. Was this all just so that you could say that?
No, I didn't
Yes.
think about
Were you
it.
just trying to
The
get to that?
whole-
Well, I
the
was
whole
thinking about how I
creation.
felt like I'm a little bit too old to do
Kate.
TikTok, but
Kate, don't.
Some of the older people are very successful on
see,
TikTok.
that's why I think Matt would be a
Okay,
really good
okay.
TikToker.
I've actually been
You would be.
told. I've been told by several people to make one. And I should make one. I just haven't done it.
Exactly. That's why I hadn't
I-
done it either. So you just need to make one, and now you'll be hyped like me. I have a thing that has
I
all
don't
my
understand
ideas.
the platform.
Me,
I do not
If
understand
you have
the
1,000 followers, you can go live on it.
I mean, I don't know.
It's true. We do know that.
It's a world of its own, is the thing. So it's like
What I don't understand is WTF the heck is it for? I have people
it's
that
for
are like,
nonsense.
the TikTok, dances and
No.
all that
See,
stuff.
you won't
And
catch me
I learned
doing
on that. But then I also have people that are like, I've like learned actual things on TikTok.
That's
and I'm
why.
like,
That's my channel or whatever.
you mean YouTube?
That's what.
Like, well, I don't
Do
understand.
you call it a channel? I don't know. This is a bad look
Yeah,
for me
it's
as a
called a
social
talkie.
media manager. But do you
It's
call
called
it?
Talkie.
But
It's a talkie.
So I'm going to
Yeah.
announce now. Kate's music show is going to be on TikTok.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So
you
Bubba,
even
don't
need my help.
worry about the $1 million studio or buying your own ticket to
Okay.
come out here to fix it. I'm just going to do stuff on. I'm just going to do stuff on TikTok.
I'll learn how to fold a tortilla.
Yeah, Al.
On TikTok.
I told Al he needs to do stuff on his TikTok as well.
I don't.
So-
I legit do not understand.
Me
this
either,
platform.
but we're going to find out, right, Matt?
Yes, we are.
I'm scared to download it if I'm real, because it was like was
Don't-
a heavy data mining app.
Don't download
and then
it.
Facebook bought them.
I'll just send you.
They kind of professionally data mine. So
I'll just send you my
Right.
TikToks
They'll get
and
you.
Matt's TikToks, so you don't need to download it.
I'll try to make one tonight. Okay.
So I have a bunch of ideas. We'll see what happens. I don't,
Okay.
as I've said before, I don't know what to expect. However, I mean, if people are going to look at me saying, these are my 4 chickens, this one lays a white egg, then that's because that's basically.
maybe it was the dope music behind it.
I did pick good music.
Maybe that's what it was.
Well, I think people don't know about animals and livestock. Because I have another one of miniature pigs eating carrot chips.
I thought you only
So-
had one.
What?
I thought you only did one.
TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's on the docket for another one I could do. Is
okay.
pigs
Gotcha.
eating
Yeah.
chips,
Yeah.
a goat scratching its head on my knee, like stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Barnyard Roundup.
Well,
I have the barnyard round.
this
And now,
one's-
okay, full circle.
Yeah.
here's the last thing I'll say about this TikTok, and part of me is saying
Okay.
it so that I
That
can have
is not true.
I can have some accountability when doing it.
Okay. Oh, I can't wait.
So here's some of the series that I have planned for the Kate Dangerous TikTok.
Okay. I'm listening.
Chicken education
Got it.
continued.
Chicken head, got it.
Drum stuff. Cool rocks. Those are the 3 series.
Yeah, I think
that
you're
have so
about ready to make a
far.
fortune here.
Just
That's all I need to know.
cool.
Cool rocks, bro.
Well, that's what they are. They're cool rocks. What else are you going to say about them?
I just am like that's a thing that would be on my 8-year-old son's list, and I'm
Okay.
not throwing shade. That's just the truth. If I found a list that he made, it would have
Oh, look.
cool rocks.
Someone in the chat
Cool
said
rocks, bro.
bird detective. That's a brilliant idea. Bird detective. See?
What's up, bird?
What's up,
yeah,
birds?
what's up, birds?
We're going to solve a crime today. And my little
I love it.
voiceover, you can do like a voice.
TikTok detective.
Like, this is so dumb that it
Dr.
just. I
TikTok
can't
Detective
even.
Pikachu.
Kate, if you don't freaking do TikTok detective,
Well, there are some mysteries. If there's a mystery.
just go solve crimes and mysteries that don't exist, that nobody cares about.
Yeah, like the bird in my backyard. It was ripping stuff
No,
up.
I
Yes.
cared about that one.
Or like the mystery of where did Steven learn about Dr. Squatch?
Yeah, I'll go through his phone.
Follow him.
Yeah, or what's your dad having for lunch? Like just crazy, ridiculous mysteries that nobody needs solved.
Yeah, mysteries no one needs solved. Let's think of a cool name for that.
I'm telling you, you're a TikTok detective.
So this is
Absolutely.
ridiculous. This whole social media platform
love
is
it.
ridiculous.
I'm in.
So stay tuned if you want to see some miniature pigs eating carrot chips.
That's it. Yeah, the end. Amen.
Why
Oh,
not?
man, what?
How many times can you
I-
post in a day? Frost, you're the expert here.
All of them.
All of them. Yeah,
All right.
exactly. So many times in a day.
Well, thanks for listening to the Free Play Podcast. This has been another episode.
Yeah, go ahead, Kate. Wrap us up.
It has definitely been another episode, that's for sure. Specifically, episode 117. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and spending some time. Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, YouTube, radio.com. Speaking of radio, LTN Radio. We've got one of those, and you can listen to it at ltnonair.com. We would love for you to come and hang out with us. Wherever you listen to podcasts, just go and do it. And if you can't find us, just go to lovethynerd.com/freeplay, and you'll be able to click the RSS button, listen on your favorite aggregator, or subscribe specifically and directly to Apple, Spotify, and Google. So do that. We would love for you to come hang out with us on a more frequent basis. And always, like I said, we're here each and every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Nope. Yep. 3 p.m.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Sorry. Time slipped for a second there. 3 p.m. Eastern right here on twitch.tv/lovethynerd. If you're not already a part of our Facebook group, please go ahead and do that. Just search for Love Thy Nerd. Two things are going to come up. Our page, go ahead and like that. Go ahead and smash that like button.
You
and
don't
then
do that on TikTok.
we also want to join the Facebook group. Matt, they have to answer one question.
Yeah.
One question.
I won't say it because I want you all to find out.
Yeah. It's like an Easter egg hunt where the egg is.
But you have to answer it, okay?
You have to.
It's an automated thing. It's automated. You answer the question, you get in.
So you could write.
I cannot tell you how many times I get things.
Get in.
How many times I have things come through on my phone that it's like so and so needs approval to join the group. I'm like, no, they don't.
Yeah, well,
they really don't.
I mean, they do, but I mean, I've already approved you. Just answer the question, okay?
The approval is in your own hands.
It's like a credit card. You're pre-approved.
Pre-approved.
Whoa.
Just sign whatever you want to sign there, okay?
The question is, what is your social? And so just
it's so
us
easy.
that. Yeah. We just need the last 4 and then the first 5.
And your mother's maiden name.
Yeah. Absolutely. So go ahead and get in on that. Also join our Discord, lovethynerd.com/Discord. We would absolutely love to have you. That place is banging all the time. There's always something going on. Tons of different areas. All the things we didn't talk about for WandaVision, all the spoilers and the deep theories and all that stuff, you can talk about that there in our Discord. And also, brand new, newly minted Call of Duty headquarters section where we get in, play. We got Destiny, we got League of Legends, we got all sorts of stuff, comic books, anime, videos, movies, books. Basically anything that you might want to talk about, there's a section for you to go and talk specifically with people who care about that thing.
Yep.
Facebook, you don't do that. And I don't know what you are thinking, but you don't do that. And you need to do that if you want to do that. So we have adopted Discord. And if you're scared about Discord, just ask myself, ask Matt. Kate's in there a lot now.
I have spent the past
so
like a
proud of
week
you.
and a half, but also don't ask me to help you with Discord because I have to
Only
ask
ask Kate
to
your
help me.
Discord
Yeah, I'm
questions.
busy.
Yeah.
It's fun.
But you can also follow us on all social media platforms, all the major ones. We're on Facebook, like I said, Instagram, Twitter, and now TikTok. Just
There's nothing
check us
there
out.
yet. But
Just go follow it anyway.
Just give it
Just
a
go
follow
follow
so
it
that
anyway.
if we do something, you'll be the first to see the video of Matt singing.
at Love Thy Nerd on all of the major platforms. And as always, be sure to follow the Free Play Podcast on Twitter at Free Play Podcast.
Yes.
Once again, I'm Bubba Stallcup.
I'm TikTok Matt Warmbier.
Ooh-wee.
Well, I'm Kate Dangerous. Follow me on TikTok,
Wow.
Kate Dangerous.
Ooh, I didn't know we were throwing away that.
I feel like I'll
Me
probably be
either,
Matt
but I
Dub.
said it on accident, and then instead of saying "oops, dumb," I just kept talking.
Good.
Yeah, just go, just roll with it.
I'll probably be Matt Dub if I'm able. We'll see.
And I will probably be the Bubba Stallcup.
No, you will not
the one and
have
only.
TikTok because you
Yeah.
don't want to see it. So Matt and I will.
Let's be real. I've been changing all of my names to Bubba_LTN if I can.
Really?
So yeah,
Then. Okay.
Just don't worry about it.
yeah, it's a thing. I wouldn't worry about it. Well, hey, if no one else tells you this, just remember it's true. Jesus loves you, nerd.
You have been listening to the Free Play Podcast with Bubba Stallcup, Matt Warmbier, and Kate Katawaki, part of the Love Thy Nerd Podcast Network. Be sure to rate and review the show and share on all the social media.
Yeah, did you try blowing into it? Like,
Yeah, no, I mean,
did
I
it.
treat everything like it's a Nintendo cartridge.
yeah, pick it all up and like get as much spit in there as you can.
I mean, when my kids are crying, I just blow right in their face. You know, just, it works, you know?